Okay, sorry that I missed last week. Uh, a lot happened the past 2 weeks, so I just want to do a quick synopsis of the week we missed, and then we'll get right into it. So since last we met, we talked about Princeton. We went over to Carthage, uh, Texas. Ended up performing in a coffee shop there. I was a little shocked about that because I'd never performed in a coffee shop before, so it was a little nerve-wracking, but we made it work. Everyone was way receptive to it. They loved it, and they blessed us tremendously, and it was a great time. We ended up locking our keys in our car, and so we had to call a locksmith and get that taken care of. But you know what? If it wasn't for locking our keys in our car, Michelle and I would have never met. So, you know, and I believe that was a divine appointment also, because it turned out a man that was eating there at that coffee shop just happened. Oh, this was early in the day. A man that was eating there at the coffee shop just happened to be the cousin of the mechanic that came to unlock our door. So he came out to talk to the mechanic, and we were able to talk to both of them because of that, and also, talk about our ministry and stuff like that, and give out some CDs. So I believe that was a divine appointment for that as well. So, you know, locked keys are not always a bad thing. You get a wife and divine appointments out of it. Okay, so then we went on to Alabama. And let me just tell you something. Phoenix is hot. Phoenix is so hot, and I finally understand what they mean by dry heat, okay? Because in the South, they have a little something I like to call humidity. And for those that aren't familiar with humidity, humidity means my shirt now becomes part of my skin. So, and while the temperature is a lot lower than it is in Phoenix, the humidity makes it a lot hotter. And that became very apparent when we got into Alabama. And because of that, we actually had to get a hotel for a few nights. And that was sad. We want to rough it in the van, but we had to cave in and get a hotel mainly for Cordy's sake. We can't have her in a hot van all day long. And so, um, luckily for us, someone donated enough money for us to get a hotel room. They actually donated a couple of weeks ago, and it ended up being exactly how much we needed for the hotel room and pet deposit. So thank you. You know who you are. That's God working through you. We appreciate that. The show in Alabama was amazing. Again, the church was just very supportive and very encouraging. And again, we made another divine appointment there, but this time the group that we opened up for, called Secondhand Grace. They're a worship team of 14-year-old kids. Actually, I think the oldest one is 16 or 17, but 14 to 17. This band, we met them there, and they just happened to be going to Nashville also. So we made friends on our way to Nashville at a random place in Alabama. Okay, Nashville. The Objective 15, getting ready for Extreme Tours 2015. Um, I don't know how to describe it. It was calling it life-changing. I think would be selling it too short. It's seeing the vision of these people and what they want to do, and we actually got to be a part of that. They showed us what they were about. A couple of the nights we went downtown to downtown Nashville, and I don't even, would you call it the Las Vegas of Nashville? This strip of just nightlife, just there. And we got to go and just share music, you know, a cappella style. Some of us had guitars. I don't have a guitar, uh, but we got to go down there and just share music and just share this with the communities down there. And people were stopping and enjoying and just loving, and we got to talk to some of them, and it was just amazing. And one of the things that just showed me the heart of this ministry was we had a block party. What happened was we ended up going to this I guess you would call it a poor community. Just be honest about that. A poor community that probably doesn't get a lot of people coming to them, and we brought a show to them. We set up the stage. We had performers. I wasn't one of the performers, but we set up the stage, and we brought this show to this community. We had an ice cream truck. We had a local church came down also, and they were grilling up hot dogs. And what we did was we just went and started interacting with the people of this community. We brought them music, but that's not the point. That's not the point. The music is just a tool. We went and we started talking to these people, talking to these kids, buying these kids ice cream, and just listening to them and loving them and just sharing Christ with them. And I've never seen this before. I've never been a part of that before. I've seen outreaches, but outreaches that a lot of outreaches aren't outreaching. They're not reaching out. They're like, here we are, this is what we do, come to our church. They're not going out and talking to those people. I'm not saying that about everybody. I'm not saying that about everybody. But for most of the stuff that I've been involved in or seen, things take place. Sure, they might be here or there in a park there or whatever, but I don't see people going and interacting with other people. And the things that are held at churches, you're expecting people to come to the church. Well, I'm sorry. If they don't come to church on a Sunday, they're not going to come to church just because you have free music and hot dogs. That's ridiculous. If you're not loving on them any other day of the week, why are they going to come in here and get their hot dog and get some Jesus music? Are you kidding me? No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. But here with what Ted Bruin has, his vision, it's going to the people, going to them, and we got to experience that. We met Monica, a single mom, a single grandma, actually, and she's trying to make a difference in her community, trying to be positive in her community. We got to hear her story. I don't know if she would want me to share this or not about who she is, but she had a lot of negativity in her life, a lot of negativity, and she found God, and she overcame that, and now she's trying to be the positive influence in her neighborhood, raising her kids and her grandkids right. You know, we met Xavier and George, two little boys that just needed to be loved on, and they came to us. We just hung out with them for the afternoon and tried to buy them ice cream, but the line was too long and they got to go to the water park instead, so that was way better than ice cream in my opinion. But you know, and we met Dolphin Girl. I don't know her name, but she had a dolphin painted on her cheek. She just came out and hung out with Michelle, me, and Cordy, and we just sat there eating ice cream and just hanging out and talking. And so yeah, the music was awesome, you know, but that's not the point. And that's what I've been trying to share with all of you guys also. Like what Michelle and I, our vision of going out and bringing these free concerts to people and in doing this, it's not about promoting Kingdom C. It's not about elevating Kingdom C. You know, it's like, yeah, I want to share my music. I want to share what God has given me. But it's not. It's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. The music is just a tool. You know. So thank you for those that believe in this and believe in us and want to see this succeed. You know, again, somebody donated money a few weeks ago that we ended up needing for a hotel. You know, that's showing God working there. You know, we still need your support. We need prayers. We need financial support. We need just your belief in us to go and do this. It's not about what we can do. It's about what God can do through us. You know, I want to be a part of Extreme Tours. I do. But if it doesn't happen, this week still changed my life, and it just further proved what God wants from each and every one of us to go out there and do. And I'm pumped. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to be on this journey with Michelle and Cordy, and I hope that we get to join up with Extreme Tours, and see, and just I hope that we get to team up with Extreme Tours on this. But again, it's like this weekend has been amazing and heart changing, and some other cool things. I got to see my friend Mending Hope. You might remember him from our tour back in Iowa. I got to hang out with him a little bit, and I just see God working on his heart too, and that's just so encouraging. And I got to meet and hang out with K-Drama this week. He's a Christian hip hop artist, also one that I've followed for quite a few years. So that was great. So those are some highlights of other highlights. We know through the end of May. After Nashville, we're heading to North Carolina, to Weaverville, North Carolina. That was okay. Going to Weaverville, North Carolina. That's just north of Asheville. Might take in a minor league baseball game there, the Asheville Tourists. So shout out to you guys. After that, we're taking a break, and we're just a short break, and we're going up to Allentown, Pennsylvania, and we're going to go to a concert there. We're not performing, we're actually going to a concert. Some of you might have heard me talk about Hee Sun Lee. If you haven't heard me talk about Hee Sun Lee, then you're not following me on any of my social media, because that's all I talk about. She's my favorite rapper. She's performing in Pennsylvania. We're on this side of the country. We figured, why not? And then also, speaking of divine appointments, because we met because our friend Mending Hope was here, he was talking. He's like, hey, I've got a show at the end of the month in Ohio. Would you like to be on that? So we get to one more show in Ohio, and we've been trying to get into Ohio, so that's a God thing also. So North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Ohio, have no idea after that. So please pray for wisdom for us. Please pray for anything you can think of. Your donations are always appreciated. And yeah, God bless.